and pour me a cup of that Joe. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, baby. Let's start the show.
It's very cold in here.
It's freezing.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I don't know if this is a real, or those are not. Those walls aren't insulated.
No. This, you could say this is a makeshift.
Yeah,
makeshift studio.
You said it was.
I told y'all it was
studio
gonna be
quality.
but studio quality. I mean the mics. I mean listen to that. Ooh, listen to that low end.
The mics do sound good, but there are animals in here. For
I mean,
sure.
one of these walls feels like a piece of plastic, like you're in a 2-room tent.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's not really two
well, I mean,
rooms. It's
hey
just
guys, you saw you were walking into the woods. All right, you saw you were walking in the woods. Okay, I did the best I could.
We
with the
did
wind I had.
hike up here.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
come
but
on.
it is secluded, so I don't hear a lot of traffic or anything. That's good.
No, I got to stay far away. But.
I thought you were going to kind of like...
My car alarm's been a little finicky, so it might go on and off.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize if that happens. We'll edit it out.
When you drove up here to pick us up, it was on while you were driving.
You guys could hear it?
Yes. Yeah, well, it was
Shoot.
on the whole time we were driving here.
Yeah.
I kinda,
While we're going down the street.
yeah.
I mean, people did get out of our way, which was nice.
I guess no one will break into your car if the car alarm is always on.
That was my theory.
Also, I mean, I guess you could technically say that the vehicle you are driving is an ambulance.
Yeah, I really buried the lead on that. It's not a car alarm at all. You are currently driving an old ambulance from the 70s that the siren is always on.
Yeah, and people move out of my way, and, you know, the alarm, as I call it, is always on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's somebody being worked on in the back of that ambulance?
I'm afraid I can't correct you on that one. Yeah, there's someone was picked up for a burst lap band.
Yeah, lap band.
Burst
Yeah.
lap band. Dang.
And
That's
so
a
they're
dumb
kind of
thing.
being worked on back there. So that's why I had to drive so slowly.
Yeah,
and
that's why it
safely.
was so cheap.
Yes, and
It's an active emergency room in the back of it.
yeah, well, I bought so many lemons, I wasn't going to get had this time. So
Well, buying a lemon as a car is not actually. You bought actual lemons.
that's right. I went to Toyota of Hollywood, and I ended up leaving. I think I did 10 grand down, 35% APR,
Oh my God!
and I left with a sack of lemons.
Well, you got had there. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got out
Tyler,
of
I think
that.
you got-
You're in an ambulance.
well, let's see.
now.
Let's wait for the reset.
Oh,
You know
oh.
what I mean?
Hey, guys, we've been recording. This
We
whole
are
time.
recording.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
back.
we're back, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. That is right, everybody.
Feels
Welcome
good.
to the Teacher's Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast pertaining to issues for the Hamilton High School community. I am, ex-biology teacher, Howard Levis, joined as always by my three colleagues. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Bill Cravey. Now, I'm back to being Bill Cravey.
Sam Weatherman here, doing great, feeling good, just trying to share the happiness, everybody.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Ex-theater teacher Todd Padre.
That's right, guys. Of course, you guys are all familiar with the story. Last season, we sort of all saw a fall from grace.
Pretty classic
yeah.
story. Teachers accidentally, with the help of a student, set off a dirty bomb at prom and then escape in O.J. Simpson's Bronco.
Classic story.
Classic story.
As you all know, I was pretending I got fired last season as the basketball coach, so I came back and was the lunch lady for a while. I was taking estrogen, and it did turn me into a human ostrich hybrid. So ever since we... ever since we left the school or were fired, I have been living as an ostrich, and I kind of went to Australia to get back to my roots. And live with ostriches for a while. It was I really met, I felt like I met my people.
Well,
Right.
before that, we should say, speaking
Yes.
of lemons, OJ's car did not get us very far.
No, it didn't.
Did not. It is true.
AC, let's just say his driving has not aged well over time.
He was going even slower.
Going even slower than he was in the chase. So we got pulled over pretty quick, but luckily we exercised our right to a speedy trial. Mm-hmm. We had one of the fastest trials in history.
What did it clock in at, our trial?
Well, I believe
Under 4?
Under 4. Under 4.
Under 4 minutes, our trial.
Yeah, that's from booking to sentencing.
Yeah,
we went to the police station. We said we'd like a speedy trial. They got it done that day, that instant, you could say. Mm-hmm. And, we were all in various forms of parole or probation, but we all escaped jail time. But, yeah, so that's good. We're obviously bummed that we can't be at the school anymore. But, we're making the best of our time these days. As you guys know, after my mayoral campaign fell apart and I was embroiled in scandal, I really went through a period of soul searching. You guys were along for that ride. And, it changed me as a man. I grew to respect myself a little bit more and stayed away from the sort of vices that once controlled me.
Specifically sending women pictures of Anthony's wiener.
That's
Anthony
right.
Weiner's wiener.
I'll tell you what, guys. I deleted Anthony's wiener from my phone.
Really?
I did. I
Good.
deleted the photo.
Good.
I deleted the photo.
Well,
and,
I see it I'm looking at your phone here, and I can see it in the recently deleted, and you didn't. It's
Right.
still there.
So you're saying I need to permanently delete?
You got to get it out of the recently deleted file because you can easily just get it. It just basically changed.
They say baby steps is the good thing, right?
Well, I'm actually scrolling through our shared photo drive, and it's in here too.
Okay.
It seems like you've duplicated this image.
Well, hey, it's no longer at the drop of a finger. You know what I mean? There's a
It
few
will take
steps.
you about 20 seconds to get to it
Right.
now. So
that's
good.
I mean, honestly, I feel like those 20 seconds, that's 20 seconds of debate in my mind, and
That's
I hope I
true.
fall down on the side of not posting it.
That's true.
But anyway, it's given me, this whole soul searching thing has really given me some time to find my passion again, which you guys didn't really know me when I was a writer, but I had a really popular blog in college, and I started blogging again. So,
good.
Yeah, just I'm hoping to break a scandal or two of my own. You know what I mean?
That's great.
This is a blog where you bust people?
Yeah, it's called Busted.
Good.
Who are you blowing the whistle
Who
on?
am I blowing? Oh, that's simple. I'm blowing the whistle on expiration dates at the local grocery store.
So you think stuff lasts longer than it is listed?
Yeah. I'm positive.
You look, honestly, you're drinking some milk right now that does look chunky.
Yeah.
It looks bad. That's bad milk. You shouldn't drink that.
Hey, man, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. That's what.
Well, scientists have proven that's not true.
No, that is not true.
Well, that's not the.
Just because it doesn't kill you, it can make you sick for a week.
Well,
But you know what? Your physical health may have gone down a little bit because of all the dangerous things you're eating. But I'm really glad to see that your mental health is up. I
Thank
mean,
you.
seem
yeah.
like a happier person. You seem more in touch with yourself.
And I'll tell you this. It's partially because of that audiobook you made for me.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it took me a while to record all that.
A private audiobook?
Yeah, I made a one-person audiobook about motivation and affirmations, things.
So
like
it's
this.
a personal. It's kind of like a therapy session for one person, or
Well,
is it?
yeah, it's kind of my new undertaking. My limo business went down in a fiery blaze, literally, and I just needed something else. And much like Mr. Levis here, I had to find what my next step was. I was lost. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to turn to, so I just got quiet.
And you were downtown, right?
Yeah, I was really quiet in a busy downtown street.
You didn't know where to go. You were lost.
Exactly. And I said, I got to help myself. Mm-hmm. I got to help other people. And through
'cause
helping
you've
others,
been through a lot.
Yes, exactly. Through sharing my experience, I found that everybody has tough experiences.
Yeah, because most of these motivational speakers you hear about, they have a pretty interesting past themselves, which gives them a unique perspective in order to help people.
Yeah, I went to a lot of seminars and talked to a lot of motivational speakers and found that, that's what makes a good motivational speaker is having a crazy past. And so,
So you kind of forced it.
Well, I didn't force it. I just said that, this is here. Make lemons out of lemonade.
I see.
If you really talk to Tony Robbins and hear about what his story is.
Did you talk to him?
Almost. And
Okay,
if
how close did you get?
Well, 200 feet away, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not very close.
Well,
did you
It
yell at him?
sounds
Where did
almost
you
like
see
a
him?
very exact number that you had to keep for some reason.
It does sound like that.
Is there a restraining order with you and Tony?
yes.
Hey, you better. Yeah, okay. I was going to say you either say it or I'd bust you.
Okay, well, that's fair, and I'm proud
Yeah.
of your progress.
Are
Absolutely.
you talking about busting him on the restraining order or that V8 he's drinking?
Both, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm making two mistakes here. I'm drinking a fresh V8 and lying about my restraining order with Tony Robbins.
Well, you do a lot of the same stuff Tony Robbins does. You kind of scream at and intimidate weak people, but you don't do the part afterwards where you try to build them back up, right?
Right. I'm not into the whole poster board thing he does. You know, it makes everybody write down their lessons on big poster boards and share it each other. I'm more into the visceral screaming and the physical intimidation because you need to be shaken to your core.
Yeah, break
So
you down
you're
to your
kind
pieces.
of like
break
a roast comic that's not clever.
Yes. They call me the unfunny Jeff Ross. Absolutely.
Who's they?
Huh?
Who is that?
My one client.
Okay,
me.
which is you. So you've called him unfunny Jeff Ross.
Yeah, I did. But hey, I'll tell you what. He broke me down to my pieces and then left me to put them back
Oh,
together.
I tore him apart and
Yeah.
then left him
Well,
alone.
I gotta say, self-help is a billion-dollar industry, and I'm glad you're not doing it for the money.
Yes.
Seems
Well,
like
not
you-
yet. Not yet. Not yet. I've been trying to, but, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of looking inward, I had some doctors check out. If you remember in the last episode, I had given myself AIDS to make people come to my play.
I do remember that.
And luckily, if you remember from the last episode, I'm good friends with Martin Shkreli.
Yes.
And he was able to get me the cure for AIDS for $3 under market price.
And he charges a lot. Right?
Yeah. Well, to some.
So is it true that he has the cure to AIDS and he's holding on to it?
That's true. He bought it in an auction. Wu-Tang Clan auctioned off the cure to AIDS.
And they're only going to let him use it once, right?
What's that? And he can only use it on one person. And
Wow.
yeah.
That's good for you, man.
Well, right now I'm jockeying for position with Irving Magic Johnson.
Right, and that's
What's the
and that's been a
competition like for that? Yeah, like, do you guys do physical contests, or is it like you write essays, or what?
It's childish physical contests.
Yeah, you remember that show Kenny versus Spenny?
Yes.
It's essentially that.
I mean, I barely remember it. Most of it I remember is the two names.
Oh, well, it's two friends putting each other through whatever kind of wacky, bro-y physical competitions they can go through. They're kind of surprising each other.
So you and Magic are having a prank battle, right?
You and
Yeah.
Magic are sort of icing each other, and
Yeah, he iced me good the other day. I had to drink a whole Smirnoff Ice.
That
At
trend is
4 in the
10 years
morning.
old.
What's that?
That trend is 10 years old.
Tell that
Hold
to
on.
Irving Magic Johnson.
Hold on. You had to drink a Smirnoff at 4 a.m.?
Yeah,
and
he iced me.
icing is when you... What is that? That's
It's where you
present somebody
you
with
present someone with the Smirnoff Ice, and they have to
drink it
you
in
can
its
hide
entirety.
in
So he
places.
came into your house, woke you up.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Came
And
into
so imagine waking up and Magic Johnson standing over your bed, and you're like, that's a tall man. And he says, you have to wake up. Something awful happened to your family. And so I'm horrified, right? And
Yeah.
he's, come downstairs. You have to follow me.
But you don't have a family.
No, not currently. I do have an ex-wife.
Right.
Multiples. And I consider them fam still.
Right.
But so I assumed he meant one of them, and so I'm
okay.
horrified, right?
Right.
He takes me outside, and he has just put a Smirnoff Ice on top of my ambulance. I said, why did you have to do that whole family thing? You could have just held one in front of me.
Yeah.
And he said, gotcha.
Shit.
I'm getting that cure, baby.
so to get this straight, whoever wins the prank war gets the cure to AIDS that Martin Shkreli owns.
At $3 below market price.
Well, yes, that's correct.
How long did Wu-Tang have the cure?
I think it was sometime around.
God, those guys can do anything, can't they?
It was after ODB's death. I do remember that in
Okay.
the timeline, because they also had the cure for drug addiction, and they didn't give it to him. And I remember talking to them, and they regretted it.
Wait, so you're friends with Wu-Tang Clan as well?
It's a tenuous friendship, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we do have a lot in common. So yeah, anyway, I'm fighting for the cure. I'm feeling good.
You are writing again, right? You're writing a new play.
Yeah, well, I'm writing a play. I wrote so much about myself.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working.
Right.
So I decided to start trying to write about others, like what I
Okay.
see in the world. Maybe I'm more of I can't look inward, I can look outward.
I see.
So this is a play called Your Fault. And it's kind
And
of
I'm assuming this is maybe about one of your ex-wives.
yeah, good assumption.
Now, what's the tone and voice of this? This is your fault. Is it sort of like a Seinfeld? Like, what's the deal with it?
Is it
I would
dark?
say-
Is it funny?
I would say it's got elements of Seinfeld, absolutely. If we're talking theater, it's got elements of Seinfeld. And I would say it's Seinfeld meets Albie. It is a little absurdist.
I see a little. Is this a page from it coming out of your briefcase here?
Oh, you saw my briefcase.
But you
This whole
displayed it.
thing?
You displayed it. You've never used to carry a briefcase, and there's a briefcase on the table here with so many papers from
It's
the
just
play.
I've got so much paperwork.
Let me ask you this: are you gonna? Is the audience yet again members of the cast of your play?
Yeah, well, I'm casting audience right now. We're kind of workshopping the audience role. So it could change, it could shift over time. That's the beauty of theater.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm casting about 75 people because I'm doing it in an under 99 seat theater so that I don't have to.
So you don't want to have
pay.
it quite packed.
Yeah. I want about 14 oven seats that I'll tape off for industry. And yeah, so the first line of the play is "You're a bitch," huge laughs. And that's a word that I don't use lightly. You know what I
Right.
mean? If I'm using it, it's because I mean it.
Right.
And so the play kind of goes from there, and it's all about my wife leaving me for a 17-year-old stunning basketball player who ended up roasting me in the middle of a halftime
Now,
show.
stunning, is that her words or yours?
Mine. This kid's beautiful. He's 18 now. So they're married.
Oof. Oh,
yeah.
they did tie
Wow.
the knot.
That was
you
a tough
were-
wedding to be at.
And you went, right?
Yeah, I went. I catered the wedding, which I thought would give me closure.
Right.
But unfortunately, it was a wide open wound to be there.
And you don't cook, right?
No. No. So that's why the menu is all sushi, tartars.
Sushi tartare?
That's what
That's what
tartare
sushi is, bud.
I did sushi tartare style. And that was the menu, and a lot of people got sick. And I,
Well, you weren't using like sushi type fish. You were using the wrong kind of fish that has to be refrigerated and cooked. And
I was using old trout.
what was the age on that trout?
Oh, it was a well-aged trout.
Are you going to blow the whistle
I
on
was
that?
gonna say anything over 2 years. Don't touch
fine?
it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. No, 2 years is the expiration of that
Over
trout.
2 years.
long.
Okay.
That's too long,
Well, this
Howard.
one was too old then. This.
You know what? Can I just say I'm proud of all of us. We're
Yeah.
all moving on.
Yeah.
We're sort of getting
Yeah.
our bearings again.
Yeah.
And I think we all share this idea. We're going to get back to where we were.
Well, yeah, we don't currently have our jobs after the trial,
moment,
the very
yeah.
public but speedy trial. We were all, of course, let go because Stephanie Aids lit off a dirty bomb at prom, and
Yeah.
we were accomplices, of course, because we
We
were
got wrapped up in it, you know?
we were hanging out with her before she set it off.
But you know what's beautiful about America? We said it before, second chances.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's right, and that's what we're all looking for. You know, we've spent the last, months now
We spent the last months.
I mean,
getting our lives back together. You know, we all have, part-time jobs now, which
Yeah.
we're working at.
so you can see now. I lost all my hair, but you can see I'm wearing a pretty good rug.
Yeah, it's a good rug.
It was a beautiful rug.
Yeah.
Couldn't you see the
defined
seams?
line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The seams are.
Also-
Okay, he's got some mixed reviews in here about my new hair.
No, it looks beautiful. We can also see the seams.
Yeah, I'll say this. You know what would make those seams look a little less pronounced is if you didn't use quite so much glue and you didn't let it sneak out of the edges.
I see.
Is that Elmer's?
This is Elmer's and a purple glue stick I'm using to keep my rug on. But we're all back and we have got a plan.
Exactly.
We have
true.
got a plan to get back to the school because we are going to get rehired at Hamilton High, and we all know how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we sent an email into the school last week. and said we'd love a second chance. We'd love a chance to sit down with anybody and everybody who'd hear our case.
Yeah.
We haven't quite heard back yet. We got our fingers crossed that we're going to get a chance to sit down with somebody sometime later this week and plead our case because, we all think that we're made for that job. That's the job we love. That's the job we want. But we're perfectly happy to just bide our time doing good in other ways now while we wait.
Maybe why we haven't heard back is our email we drafted probably looks a lot like spam. The subject line was alternating caps. Do you need a bigger dick?
Which is a sarcastic question. Don't hire a big dick to work at the school. Hire us nice guys.
Do you need a bigger dick? And then we answer in the first line. No. You need 4 good guys coming in and working for you.
Exactly. And I think the message is clear. We've all died as teachers, and we're ready to be reborn.
Yes,
right?
all of that old stuff is done.
Yeah, we're not gonna sort of fall into the trappings of the lives we led before. That speedy trial really was a come to Jesus moment for us.
I'm not going to try to drive anyone in a fiery death to prom or whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to simply push them through motivation to a burning desire that they have, right?
Yes.
And if you want, you can go on YouTube. You can watch our tasteless apology video, which I think will get everybody on our side, you know?
Yes. And I feel, I do think that our apology video that we made does right up top read a little bit like porn. There's a pizza delivery guy, really stunted.
Well, Tony Robbins says it. You just got to cut through those feelings.
Yes.
You got to do something bold and intense and fuck you right in your face so that you can just feel what's really there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He comes in. Did anybody order a sausage pizza?
Yeah.
He starts to get undressed. Then we pop out and we say we're sorry, and the video ends.
Well, yeah, it ends eventually.
Yeah.
A lot of and you might argue that we jumped into a porn set, said we're sorry, then stole the footage.
Somebody would argue that, and they'd be right. They'd win quickly.
And we'd argue to them, you try finding some film equipment, lighting, and a pizza guy set.
Yeah.
Heck, try finding a pizza guy.
It's a classic pizza guy set. Not a house with a pizza delivery guy at the door.
Well, anyway.
Hey, we're just glad to be back. We're back on the podcast. We're doing it. Our the place where we belong.
We did lose our. We were unable to pay our rent, and we did have to move out to the dunes. We're living on the outskirt of the dunes, outside of town. But we all, we're trying to make our way back into society. We all are currently living together.
Yeah.
In a house, one of our old friends' houses, who we knew from back when we were teachers. And we're happy for him. He helped us out when we were out on our ass.
It's nice to know that if you got nothing else, you got good friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're all currently working at it is a kind of a beach supply store.
Yeah. A wings or a ocean waves, beaches.
It's beach supplies, insensitive T-shirts, stickers, mugs.
Yeah. The products here are absolutely disgusting.
If you're rude and want people to know you smoke weed, come on in and buy a shirt from us because we got that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can't see us right now, but we're all wearing those big, long smocks that have women's bodies on them. And these...
And people say, oh, that looks like an apron you can barbecue with. No, these are specifically smocks for painting.
Also, some people are saying, well, hey, guys, if you're going to go in there to interview with anybody at the school, make sure you wear a suit or something like that. Yeah. So we're probably going to have to leave these on the shelf.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't wear this hat that's FBI federal butthole inspector.
Hey, at least you're official.
It's true. It's true. You're wearing a CIA hat.
Yeah.
Todd.
Central Intelligence Asshole Inspector.
CIA.
The I's on the back. It says CIA on the front, and on the back it says I.
I, of course, have a DEA shirt on.
Yes, DEA, of course.
Yeah.
Drug Enforcement Agency, and then on the back it says Asshole Inspector.
So that seems like you're a government employee in the front and party in the back.
Yeah, it's basically the mullet of T-shirts. It's
Which we have a shirt that says those words exactly.
Which I'm
government
wearing.
employee on the front, party in the back.
Which I, of course, am wearing.
Of course.
So if you know anybody employed by the government who likes to have a good time, send them on down to our store.
Send them on down.
Just because we're not at the school doesn't mean we're going to totally change the format of the podcast. Every episode we like to bring on a guest, and we don't have access to anybody at the school right now, but we do have access to our good friend,
Our current landlord. We're living with him. We know him. We love him. Please welcome to the podcast, Kevin Langhorne.
What's up, guys?
What's
Hey.
up?
Thanks for being here.
Good to see you.
Thanks
man.
for coming out here.
Yeah,
we're about
man, this is a trek.
Yeah,
This is a trek.
We're a few miles uphill from your place,
Yeah,
where we're currently living.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up here.
I got to say, as I was walking up here, I heard a bunch of screaming, and then, there was one final scream, and then it stopped.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
from the ambulance.
Well, that sounds good. It sounds like whatever was bad ended in there. So hopefully
Yeah,
it ended
yeah, yeah, yeah.
positively.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's one of the paramedics dying. And not
the guy with the lap band.
Yes.
If the guy with the lap band explosion dies, I got to pay way more on that car.
Oh, yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
have an active surgery happening to keep the payments down.
Hey, dude, I got to ask, if you hose out your ambulance this time, you got to just park it on the street instead of in the driveway, because there's all sorts of shit hanging out in the driveway after you hose out your ambulance.
And that's a problem for you?
It is.
Okay, I apologize.
Mostly
I'm
because of all the stray dogs. I come home, there's like 8 stray dogs I have to fight through to get to the front door.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
I don't mean to be a dick,
No,
though.
you're...
No,
yeah.
hey, dude. Honestly, if any of us can be a dick, it's you. You are taking on such an inconvenience with the 4 of us, man.
Yeah.
we
Dude.
really appreciate it.
You guys, well, I met you guys because I'm a Jostens rep. I do the school rings and all kinds of fun. Boxers, I don't want to get into it
Yeah,
now. We
I
got
mean-
boxers, we got mugs, we got great hats, we got all sorts of stuff for the senior class.
Yeah.
And that's
you-
where I met you guys. But it's a tough gig, because I have to be
is.
up, I have to be on all the
Yeah.
time at work, and at home I just want to goof off and.
You
be
are the
myself.
most everybody, including the teachers and the students, were excited when you would come to Hamilton High
Yeah.
and get everybody pumped up about whatever you were selling, whether it be rings, shirts, mugs. You had all kind of prizes that you would give away. You were an absolute blast. You would sing.
But I wanted to, I'm happy to share my good fortune with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Bring you
Yeah.
into the house
Thank
because,
you
as
so
you know, I had such a great good fortune. My cousin who lived at the house broke his neck in half jumping off that railroad trellis.
Wow,
He
that's
dove in
lucky.
that shallow water. Even though it says "Do not dive, shallow, shallow." He's such a party animal.
That's
he was
lucky,
like,
yeah.
there's those 2 rocks where if you position it just right and then you immediately kind of angle up.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've done that for years as kids. And
course.
he was just showing off. And,
Is it too low
You know
tide?
what I'll
Yeah.
say is, and this is left out of the story a lot, is good on him to do that while he's sober.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would say like, "Oh, what a drunk idiot," and that takes a bold balls guy.
Yeah.
He's a bold balls
He's
guy.
a bold
Bold
balls
balls
guy,
guy.
and
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
type of guy.
Yeah, but now he was sober. Then now he's a big drinker, which is by definition you need a bunch of enablers. If you're quadriplegic, you need,
Yeah.
Well, why
he
would
has, He has physical enablers.
He's done his.
helping him
He's done
remain-
his. Now he just gets to kick back and party.
That's true. I
lucky,
always
dude.
said if I got paralyzed from the neck down, I would just do everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really when you start checking things off your bucket list.
Exactly. Yeah, that is so cool. It is such an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right?
So
it is
cool.
such an
Yeah.
opportunity to just check in and go, huh?
Yeah.
What if I did this thing a different way? This little thing
Yeah.
called life.
'Cause he
Anytime I come in and I see him drunk
Yeah.
and a couple of his caretakers feeding him vodka, I'm like, what a dream.
If that was me, I'd be falling all
Yeah.
over myself. But he doesn't have even the opportunity.
He gets government subsidies, He gets, his housing. It's too, as you know, that the house. There's too many sinkholes near the house for him to be able to get in. So that's why he can't live there anymore.
And you are really reaping the benefit off of those subsidies, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because you signed him up for a corn subsidy. He is technically a farmer, and
Yep.
you're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But to do that, we have to run his wheelchair on ethanol. It was electric, but to get the corn subsidy, we have to.
It is-
pretty noisy engine.
It is there's a big engine on the back.
It's huge.
Yeah.
His wheelchair is the biggest wheelchair I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's got a good stink to it, though.
It's got a good stink to it. Yeah,
I
it smells
like
like you're walking behind some French fries.
Yeah.
And I mean, thank God, because it's also the generator that runs all the way up this hill. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
uh-huh.
He's
That's
running
true.
the Jenny to make this
giving
podcast
us,
keep going.
He's giving us all power.
Yeah, well, when those kids crashed into that transformer and the electricity went down, the town wasn't. Then they wanted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden now they don't forget about you
right.
as much.
And I think his mayoral campaign is going to do pretty well. I mean, Howard, I know you're still.
I'm still a little sour, but hey, you know, all the more power to him. I've given up politics, so I'm not gonna play the jealousy card on this one. You know, he should do what he can.
That's what, we just got to find a top hat that fits because all the top hats are too big, so it just covers up his head.
Yeah, that first speech he gave into the inside of that big hat, you
Yeah.
couldn't hear. Everybody was just nobody
It was
could
pretty
hear.
muffled.
And it looked like a lot of work had been put into cutting eye holes in it, but no one cut a mouth hole in.
Yeah. So it did look spooky. It looked pretty spooky.
You look like the Babadook.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
did look just like the Babadook.
Yeah.
Well, I
he
gotta
may
say,
still win.
Your place, I mean, no, I hope you don't take offense to this, but I imagine Jostens rep, you know, you're not making a ton, you're getting by. You got a nice 2 stories, 3 bedroom,
Yeah.
1 bath. This is a great place we're living
Yeah,
in.
It's an awesome place.
You
man.
got it really decorated as if it's like Miami in the early 80s.
Uh-huh.
It's all white, a lot of glass and
Yep.
mirrors.
And I've set up that I have a bunch of moving blankets that I set up to make a little beatbox studio. You guys know, so we can record our beatboxing and stuff like that. I get to. It's my palace, you know. I get to do what I want in there.
There's nothing better than walking into a place and knowing the person that lives there does cocaine.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, you see some knives thrown into the wall, and it's just you know what I mean because it's fun. It's fun.
Well, it's nice to see a
fun.
place that's really, filled out with its own sort of genre, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you walk into someone's house and you know that person.
The way I look at it is, I didn't get kicked out of the army to play it by the rules. You know.
Exactly. You got kicked out of the army so that you could go crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not ready for you in the
I'm one of those guys with really sinewy forearms who and like one big vein in my neck.
yeah.
Right.
You see me coming, you know what I'm about.
Exactly. Well, especially since you've gotten that tattoo of the vein in your neck. It's been outlined and
Yeah, you really
it's bold.
shaded
Yeah.
it in nice. You contoured that vein.
By the way, did my shirt come in yet?
Oh, there was a package, yeah.
I ordered that
Yeah.
shirt. It's a rebel flag that says "Don't squirt on me," and on the back it says "Not."
It did, but it came in a triple XL.
Oh.
So, and I don't know if that's going to fit you.
So we painted it white, and then we repainted old man's body, and he's got like a fucked up penis on it, just to sell.
Oh,
you
just to
know,
sell
like
it.
It's
Yeah,
like
sell some big man or
cool.
woman who wants an old guy with his weird
Yeah,
penis
yeah,
on
yeah.
We're
their
hoping
shirt.
woman, but
But we put it in order for yours, and you like a medium's good for you, right? Because then it'll still show off your muscles.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't eat much, you know that.
you need a pretty small shirt to show off your muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the body of like a 10-year-old boy.
Right. Which, many people say there's not a stronger body on earth.
Yeah.
10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
because it hasn't been beaten down by the horrors of the world. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Ugh, 2016 was tough.
It was really rough.
I know. I know we don't want to harp too much on the past or anything, but I mean, we haven't had a chance to swing by the school yet this year. You just recently did your Jostens presentation.
I'm there all the
right?
time. You know me. I'm always got my grind on. I'm always hustling. Just pop by.
This excites us because it
Yeah.
almost feels like you've seen our ex or whatever,
Yeah.
and we want to know what they're up to. I mean, is the school? And I don't want to hear this, but I'm a sucker for my own punishment. Is the school better off without us, or are they missing us?
Well, let me just say this: it's not as fun going there. You know,
Okay.
it's way
Good,
more
that's what we
stiff
wanted
and
to hear.
uptight.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would say it runs more smoothly and
It
people
does.
seem happier.
Okay.
Yeah.
People seem
Damn
happier.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, fun and happiness aren't always equated.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
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 It's
Yeah,
not a
sometimes the
one-to-one.
people that have the most fun are the least happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was coaching basketball there for a while, and I got asked to leave as coach for pulling
Repeatedly
for pulling a player's pants to the ground and spanking them for not doing the zone defense correctly.
Right.
Is there a new coach or?
There is Jim DeRuccio.
Oh my!
they got
DeRuccio.
He is such a good coach.
He is.
Damn
Well, you know the major difference between him and you?
What's
He
that?
lets them play with the ball.
That's true.
Yeah.
They were working up to the ball. I wasn't introducing a ball.
I
into
get that. I mean,
practice.
that's some Phil Jackson shit that you were doing, like wrap their minds around it before that. But it turns out with the ball, they just, they get it.
They get
somehow
it. They're not
quicker and-
shocked when the game comes and there's an actual ball introduced.
Right.
Okay.
Man.
But I mean, it's I got to say, what's the vice principal's name?
Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah.
That guy's. I mean, that guy's so uptight, man.
Yeah,
He is.
right?
You know, he's
It's
so
like
uptight.
It's almost like he wants the children to learn.
Yeah. It's
well,
like
what his major issues is he doesn't give a lot of second chances.
right.
His thing is like, fool me twice, you're out of here, kind of thing.
2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a two.
It's like, hey man, are you behind? In America, we get 3 of those.
It's a
And
three-strike
if-
rule. America's pastime is baseball, not
It's not soccer where you get
2 strikes.
2 strikes.
Yeah. Man. I mean, hey, you know what? I feel I'm happy that the school is at least still flourishing in a certain sense because I'd like to go back there and do something good.
Do you know if they got our email? Have you heard if they got
Is
our?
there talk around the school about our email?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm usually I hear a lot of email chatter when I go by there, but I'm trying to think if I remember their specific. I mean, they
People
mentioned
talking loudly about emails they've received in the hallways.
Yeah, because there's that rule that everybody has to read their emails out loud.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to
which
For
we were-
transparency.
Yeah.
So it
which
gets
we knew.
pretty cacophonous. I got to say, you walk through those offices, there's just a lot of talking. So it's hard to focus on any one
Yeah.
thing. But
It couldn't help.
I will say, I'm beating around the bush here. I know that they got the email.
Oh
And,
my God! Good.
Okay.
And did they think it was spam? Did it go to the junk folder?
They figured it out because, but
Yeah.
But I don't know how well it went over. To be honest,
man.
they were critiquing the quality of the apology video, the pizza video.
the quality.
They thought it was.
I
porn.
told you we should have done Bang Bros.
Well, I thought Brazzers at the bottom corner would just.
high quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, that's like putting lipstick on a pig, if you ask me.
Have you seen that porn, by the way,
Lipstick on
where
a
they
pig?
put lipstick on a pig?
Right.
I have seen. Well, I mean, you watch it every morning loudly
I
out in the
quit
common
coffee. I
area.
got to wake up somehow.
Now, why did you quit coffee?
Oh, it's making me too jumpy, man.
Yeah.
So it's getting in the way of the cocaine, to be honest. I don't. It's like a hat on a hat. You don't want to.
Absolutely.
Speaking of a hat on a hat, when is your brother's next speech as mayor?
Oh, my cousin.
I'm sorry, your cousin. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna be at the beer pong tournament at that which parking lot is that at?
Oh,
The library, right? That's
library.
It's a library
Right.
parking lot. Yeah, they're doing that beer pong to raise money for the library.
Yeah.
and it's good that they moved it out of the library
Yeah.
and into the parking lot this year. It was really ruining people's quiet. in
Now,
there.
is the librarian still going to be there to shush everybody, or is that?
Oh yeah, the
now that
librarian.
it's outside.
The
is it-
librarian will. Well, the librarian in our town, no matter where she is, will shush people.
Yeah. You didn't hear what happened though?
Nuh-uh.
She had a stroke, so now she always sounds like she's shushing.
She's shushing all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well,
that's,
good.
you know what they say is hell is getting what you want forever. You know what I mean? And she's living her own hell now.
Whoa, that's like some
That's
Twilight
really
Zone shit.
Yeah. That's a line in my play, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hell is getting what you want forever. All I want is my wife to have not left me. That sounds like heaven.
And then big laugh,
laugh in
30-second laugh with standing ovation. It says here.
Yeah. And then
How
right
do you-
after that, it's have you seen this? Did you hear about this?
So it has a monologue, a Leno-esque monologue feel to it.
At parts, yeah, at parts.
Did you hear about
I would
this?
say Act 2.
It sounds like you draw a lot of inspiration, obviously from theater, but it sounds like you're kind of developing a new source of inspiration from old out-of-touch comedians.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of out-of-touch comics kind of do their shtick.
Well, I got that brings something up, and again, I don't want to be this kind of landlord, but man, I got to ask you not to blast that Paul Reiser so early in the morning. It just.
I don't know what to tell you. It's like I'm yelling at my dad again. Riser is meant to be listened to at
I thought
full
I think
volume.
I'm having the same waking nightmare every morning. It says, "Have you seen these baby on board stickers?" And I'm like, "What is going on here?" And it's that same damn album.
Yeah, I just think that observation gets deeper and deeper every time you listen to Riser. I'll tell you what, I'll put headphones on.
That would be
Is
great.
that okay?
But you got to connect them this time.
Wow. I feel like what's the compromise then?
You're right. Again, I don't want to be my dad. You know.
Yeah, I'll try to.
all-
Plug the headphones in and I'll try that, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're all just trying to not be our dads. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
We got it all in us.
Can I ask you a question? No, how are ring sales going? Because you know
Yeah.
we used to walk around wearing our class rings, showing everybody that was sort of a cool thing to do as an adult.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, luckily it's a tradition. You know,
Yeah.
it's a constantly changing world, but class rings are a tradition that every kid, once they got them, they love them, they cherish them forever. Everybody knows that. And we've got a lot of other fun things. We've got mouse pads.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, talk about the thing that never goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys, Jostens is innovating these days too. They're
Yeah.
like trying to change the game, you know.
Jostens is a cool company. I mean, they're doing some really cool stuff.
I saw those
mouse
little-
pads, non-wireless printers.
Antenna balls.
Yeah.
Antenna balls, exactly. Yeah, and we're trying to get a thing for each kid to get a senior class fax machine. Just so they can remember.
With
Absolutely.
jewels and stuff.
With jewels,
yeah, like-
bejeweled, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want to send, when you're graduating high school, you want to be ready for that next step.
Yeah.
When you go to college, you're going to be needing to fax your peers all
Yeah,
the time.
you're going to be writing in cursive and faxing your peers.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Party tonight. You know, you gotta,
One by one.
exactly.
And now our this is maybe a touchy subject, but I've heard that prices for those items have always been a little we'll say steep.
They're not, I'd say it filters out some of the people that can't afford it.
Right. Because you guys do not want poor people to have any of your items.
It sends a wrong message.
Right.
Well, but I don't know if I'm the perfect candidate, but I won't spend more than $40 on gold.
Any amount of gold?
Yeah. I won't spend more than $40 on gold. And, I know you're selling gold, platinum, silver.
But you know what? You don't get successful. The head of our company, it's like all these other people. You don't get successful by being a nice guy. No. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look where it got us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all really nice guys, and we almost
We're
lost
down
our
and
whole
out.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, you're choosing to sleep on the floor. There is a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get my back straightened again, and I find that the bed, I just can't do that.
You got to let me crack your back, man.
Yeah, I just the sound of a back cracking really horrifies me, and also you have a lot of intensity in your eyes whenever you suggest it.
I mean,
and
you've
I'm
seen
never
him crack his cousin's back. He pulls him up out of the wheelchair and cracks his
Yep.
God, some of those sounds are very intense.
Yeah.
Well, and he's got no feeling from the neck down, and he
Yeah.
still looks like he's in pain in the. And so I'm just worried about what that's going to feel like for me.
If it's not hurting you, I don't know if it's working though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's kind of a Carl's Jr. if it doesn't get all over the place.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong in your face.
Yeah.
So a back crack, if it's not hurting you, it's not helping you.
If it doesn't burn, you're not peeing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We know. We all scream out a pee every morning at your house.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my genitals are in bad shape.
Yours too?
Yes.
I didn't know what it was because it was happening to me ever since I moved
And
in.
I haven't been having sex. We've obviously been getting it from each other
Yeah.
at the house.
We
it
got to
seems
wash
like.
that towel, though, Now that I'm thinking of it.
We're all sharing a hand towel to dry off.
A hand towel too.
Yeah, it's
tiny.
small.
And it's funny because we got so many towels at the shop. We could probably take a couple of beach towels to the house, you guys.
No, you don't. You don't shit where you eat. We
do
leave the
not.
merchandise there. I mean,
That's
I
another
shit.
thing I need. We need to.
We got to take the dining room table out of the bathroom.
Yeah, man. You got to. It's just not cool.
I mean, it's a big bathroom.
Wait, we don't want somebody. You have to go to the
It's
bathroom.
a huge
during-
bathroom because it used to. For a while, my cousin was there, so we had to be able to bring him in there.
There and only there, right?
Yeah.
Because technically, there is a toilet in the dining room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, which we've called the bathroom. So, I mean, where else are we going to eat?
When you said when we moved in, I don't want to make this a whole house meeting thing, but you said mi casa su casa, and we took that as a fact.
I didn't know what. To be honest, though, I didn't know what those words meant.
Yeah,
because that's Spanish, right?
It's a good phrase.
Okay.
I thought it meant.
I just thought it was like a thing you say.
Yeah, I thought it meant my foot is your foot.
Casa, foot.
Yeah.
So that's why you've been wearing the shoes around?
Yeah. I've been wearing, and your feet are way smaller than mine, and they hurt.
Yeah. And my feet are wet all the time. I had a doctor check that out. It's not sweat. It's something else.
It's not sweat.
No.
They secrete. Yeah, because you can see.
It's just water, right?
It's just an oily discharge. It's oily water. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
And neither were some of the guys you saw, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they. You actually consulted on HBO's The Night Of, right? With that, when he's got.
I started with Gandolfini, and then there was, and then of course, God rest his soul, he died.
Yeah, of course.
And then I didn't hear anything from them for a while.
Which you had nothing to do with. You're still sticking to that story, right?
Totally sticking to that story. Let's just say he was researching the role of a ring rep, and I showed him how it was done.
I see.
Well, hey, we decided we wanted to do a segment this season that we like to call the Vision Board, where we kind of go around the room and we just sort of say a thing that we sort of see in our future and hope to enact in our lives.
Yeah.
It's just
we got this from Sam's teachings a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about
you call it
intention.
the secret?
I call it the not so secret because I want to let everybody in. You know what I mean? A lot of self-help is pretty exclusive.
It seems just like I was reading it. Well, I was reading your book that is just ripped out pages from another book, pasted inside of a book with your face on it, and it seems just like pages from The Secret that you pulled out and pasted into a hardback.
It does seem like that.
It does.
Okay, well, that wasn't my intention, but the material is good either way.
So you visualize something and it will come true.
Yes, there's a source energy out there that we all just need to harness, right? And once you can harness that thing, once you believe that it's coming to you, it usually doesn't happen, but sometimes they'll manifest themselves. Sometimes you can get that Mercedes. Sometimes you can get that wife. Probably not. But there's,
See, I love you always give people, you manage their expectations because you always say, maybe not, probably not going to happen.
Well, I've been burned by false advertising before.
Right.
Yeah.
why don't we start with our guest today?
So you say a thing that you want?
I'll go.
What's on your vision board
So
right now,
as you
Bill
guys
Cravey?
can see here, you know that I lived as an ostrich for a while. I got back to my roots, and I use this info. And I really know how ostrich is the fastest bird known to man. So I'm a coach at heart, and living as an ostrich really helped me realize how to coach track.
Wow.
So, as you can see, I have a track star here. I don't know who this man is.
Now, when you were an ostrich, were you coaching the other ostriches?
Well, I didn't start. I was looking at their form. I kind of
You were
went
learning from them.
You know how coaches watch tapes?
Analysis, yeah.
Well, yeah,
You were
I was living as an ostrich with ostriches, and I
You
noticed
were watching foul tape.
I was watching foul tape, and this man has obviously won a lot of gold medals here.
And I'm so sorry, and I don't want to start anything here, but this might be something for your blog, your fact check. You said you went to Australia to be with other ostriches?
That's where they mostly are, right?
I think they're mostly in Africa, actually.
I see.
I think emus are in...
Well,
are
now
in
that
Australia.
I think about it,
So-
these
I'll look
did
into
not
it.
have 2 legs. They had 4. I was
Well, that's not even an emu.
Are you thinking of llamas?
That's not even a bird.
I was with a pack of
Dogs?
It sounds like dogs.
I was living in a house with a pack of dogs. I guess is what happened.
From one to another, am I right? That's us, baby. House
Yeah,
with
we're
a
a bunch
pack
of dogs, too. We're a pack of dogs.
Oh my! Well,
So,
I didn't mean to start anything.
No, I mean, it's good to know because you don't want to go around saying you were hanging out with ostriches in Australia when it sounds like you were hanging out with dogs in I don't know where.
not far from here. I didn't have to. I didn't have. I come to think of it, I didn't fly over there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you wake up and you go, I think I know where I am.
Right.
Yes.
I get that.
That's true.
Yes. So I've got a track star here. And that's what I'm going to use, hopefully, to get back into the school is my experience as an ostrich, the fastest bird known to man, to help coach our failing track team. You've been there. The track team's doing terrible still, right?
Yeah, they're still pretty bad.
Still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Good.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think I'll take a stab at this. You know, on my vision board is a Pulitzer Prize. And I think that's something. My goal in life is to be I want to be a respected journalist.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I want to bring information from source to people that changes the world.
Well, just so you know, real quick, I've got in my bag here a Pulitzer Prize from the store. It's a little curled up.
It's a prize you can give to someone if they stink up your bathroom real bad.
Sorry.
Okay, well, that's not exactly what I want, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you're going to win it either. 'Cause
I don't want
Because
to.
you
I don't
obviously
want to
don't
slow
have the
this down,
stinkiest
but
shit out of all of us.
I've also got a Mulitzer prize here for you. It's when someone acts like an ass and you present it to them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for those guys. And I think that's one step towards the Pulitzer, you know what I mean? So my hope is I can walk into that school and...
I got a pool of spit, sir, prize.
What? I don't want that.
All right, well, it's for whichever gentleman drools the most. It should be called a Droolitzer prize.
It would have been better if
We
it
need to
was
rewrite
Pulitzer.
that one.
I think that librarian who had the stroke is going to win that, though, to be honest.
Well, she's the front runner.
That's why they won't let her near the books. They're soggy.
Yeah.
They get all soggy.
She looks like...
Well, that's great.
Yeah, no, I want. I've been. I actually started subscribing to the online version of the Hamilton High School newspaper.
Hamilton.
And it's crap, man.
Hi. Did anybody see Hamilton? No. I loved it. I just that is one play that I can get behind.
How did you afford
You're the
That's
first
really
one.
expensive.
This
It's
is yeah.
an expensive play.
Yeah. Well,
Did you sneak in, or were you in it, or?
Let's just say
Those are the two options.
let's just say I used to drive around, the guy.
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yes.
Or Alexander Hamilton?
Well, let's say Lynn for today. Yep, and that's how I got in tickets.
That's cool, man.
That's great.
Oh.
I was fired.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say I'm hoping to. I'm gonna do a little research, read the school newspaper. It's honestly crap. I don't know who's doing it, and I'm gonna go in there at my meeting, and I'm gonna tell the principal, if you want your newspaper to be something, put it in the hands of Levi's.
You should just go in there and be like, you know what? If you give me the paper back, this high school paper will win a Pulitzer Prize.
Just go in there real hot like that.
How can he not give it to you?
That's what I'm hoping.
Set
You know.
your sights high.
Yeah, that's my
Absolutely.
hope. I'm going to go in there. I got my portfolio together. I printed out my whole blog.
And print is as alive as it's ever been right now.
Hey, yeah.
I think that this is the time for you to really take it by
I'm
the
thinking,
reins.
I'm thinking national circulation. So that's my hope for the future. I'm hoping to sort of run in that direction.
Well, I got to say, we have common elements because I think we both want to be published. If you look up at my vision board, I got a big old typewriter on there. And it's
Yes.
because I am excited to write my first self-help book for more than one person.
And you should just next time for Vision Board put a picture of a typewriter up there.
Oh, is it
and
sagging?
don't nail a typewriter up to the actual board.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a picture, but I had a typewriter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that does look like my typewriter now that I'm looking at it right now. As you guys know, I write plays like Woody Allen writes films on a typewriter.
They're better that way.
They are better that way. And if you can change the conversation on how you write them instead of what you do to people, I find that people will continue consuming your art.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
But, for the sake of your vision, I'll get a new typewriter.
Yeah, well, it's just been a lot of hard work dedicating a full book to one person, as you know, and so my goal is to just use my energy a little better,
And start with the students, These high schoolers could learn a lot from your mistakes.
Maybe I'll start making pamphlets for them.
Well, if you look at mine right here, as you can see, it's a photo of me and then a woman talking. And in my photo, I'm kind of understanding her. You can see by my face.
Yes,
That's what I want.
You're
is
hearing her.
to
There's
finally-
those motion lines of you nodding.
Yeah. And I know
Those
you
are big motion lines.
Yeah, because it's a big nod.
deep
I
nod.
really,
You really
deep
get
nod.
it, yeah.
I really
Some would call
get
it a bow, a full bow.
Yeah, I'm nodding so much that I'm bowing in reverence at the end of the day. And so that's what I want, is I want to understand why these women keep divorcing me, yelling at me, not speaking to me.
It is just crazy what they keep doing to you.
And that's what I want to figure out.
And the woman who's understanding you, she's
Oprah?
Is that Oprah?
Is it?
I think so.
I just Googled understanding woman, and this was the first image that came
Googled it.
up. What's that?
You Googled it.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I went to Bing.com, and then I
On
typed
the web crawler.
on the web crawler. I typed in
Dog
Google.com, and then I Googled Ask Jeeves, and then Jeeves gave me this picture of an understanding
understanding
woman.
woman,
But
yeah.
now that you mention it, that does look like
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, it's her. Well, I think that's a great vision board. You have something you want to put up on
I do,
it,
actually.
Langhorne?
I do. You know, I feel like you guys have known me a while. I've been thinking about this a long time, and I'm 36 now. I'm ready to finally settle down and do it. I want to get an albino python.
Okay.
I think this is the year.
Yeah.
You know?
Big step.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
you
we've
ha-
got that big, giant, empty aquarium in the middle of the living room.
Yes.
I've been staring at that thing forever. We put some cool empties in there.
It seems like it's asking for something. In
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And I think
Yeah.
I think I'm ready. You know.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
seems like a big commitment.
But what a mature step.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, you just get a heating rock and some. You know, I think there's enough. Let's be honest. There's enough rats crawling around that place. That,
You wouldn't even
should
have to
be
buy
set.
any food.
yeah.
Be able to deal.
You know,
with
it's like
the
we
rat
didn't know
problem.
it the whole time, but we were creating the perfect ecosystem for a large snake.
Yeah. Exactly.
That is true.
In your dreams, how big does that fella get?
Oh, I mean, like big enough to go for that tourists want to take pictures with it.
Oh, so this is trying to get some tourism going.
Tourism, meet ladies, you know. I mean, like I want one that looks good in a tank top, like meaning
Right.
I'm wearing a tank top, and I can ride around on my cruiser bike.
Yeah.
And just
Because you had...
and I'll be, you know, and like the idea is to pretend like it's not a big deal.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Like when people look at me, like, "Oh, are
Right.
you checking out my snake?"
You'll kind of get
'Cause
one
I'm
of those.
just out for a while. I don't know why this is such a big deal.
Yeah, one of those little glowing pull behind things that you'd put a kid in and just
Yeah.
sort of let him sit back there.
Exactly.
I get it.
It is. You are the type of guy who, when you walk by, you want everyone to be looking at you and what you're doing and kind of clocking.
That's
back.
why I talk so loud on the phone when I walk by.
Is that why? Oh,
And you'll see me if I'm getting close to a stoplight, I really quickly roll down the windows and turn up the music.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get electric windows because your
Yeah.
roll takes a while.
It takes a long time.
Almost a full light
well,
revolution.
especially if you're doing all four. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you're doing all four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a 1981 Honda Value Package. It's a Civic. So yeah, I'm
And you are milking the value out of that thing, I'll say.
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run it into the ground.
I just plug it into my cousin's Jenny.
Sure, no
I've
battery.
siphoned some ethanol from my cousin's wheelchair
Yeah.
because he doesn't go that far.
Well, and you've siphoned a lot from your cousin, to be honest. I mean, why stop there? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
You
true.
know,
That's true.
hey, family's family. Family look out for each
Yeah,
other.
they look. He's
Absolutely.
looking out for you.
Yep.
I'm looking at my computer here right now, and I got a new email. It's
from Henderson?
It's from Henderson.
No.
It says, "Saw your email. Didn't love the subject line. But I am looking to hire some not big dicks. So I guess he's
Really?
Ooh, receptive.
maybe we
bunch.
could schedule a meeting here.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good.
Man, well,
Does he say he's available for a phone call or in person?
Let's see. It says here, available for a phone call or an in-person.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was wondering.
does it say a day that would be good? Like maybe like Monday or Tuesday next week?
It says, let me see. Here.
Should be easy to find that information.
Scrolling
What
through
else
here.
is in it?
It's a pretty
What
long
are you
email.
scrolling past?
Wow.
There's just a lot of content in here.
Is it him saying what he's mad at us for?
Yeah, well, it's kind of listing our offenses.
Oh, skip that.
Yeah, so
Skip
I'm skipping
down.
through.
Skip
I'm skipping
down.
through here. Available most days, Monday or Tuesday is best. What are we? That's not what we're looking
Perfect.
for.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one-
exactly
oh, was
what-
that it? Oh,
That's
great.
exactly what I was thinking
Okay,
for us.
perfect.
And did he say bring a pitch
Let me
of
see.
why we should hire you?
Scrolling through here, scrolling through a little
What are
more.
you scrolling through now?
Now I am
Things we need to change about ourselves in order to get hired?
Yeah, this is just a list
Skip
on
that,
just small
skip
changes
that,
we need to make.
skip
I'm looking
that,
through
skip
that.
that.
Major changes you should make. This just looks like court documents.
Irrelevant.
Skip that.
Here we go. Bring come prepared with a reason we should hire you.
That's perfect.
That we
Okay.
have. Why don't we reply to him? Let's reply to him. Let's throw on some Jostens gear. Tell him we've been working on a discount for the school.
Yeah.
You don't have to fulfill that or anything.
Not at all.
All right.
I got some boxers. We got a whole.
Let's send him a boxer's pick.
But the thing is, I have like 400 pairs of boxers from that school. That senior class that tragically burned down.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't able to unload those.
That is such a shame because those are nice boxers.
They're really nice boxers.
I can't believe the senior class burnt down.
Yeah.
I know.
They were
God,
made
that
of
was-
paper.
I always knew
Nobody
always
knew
knew
it
it.
until.
Well, there was a good reason for that, though. That was that one year that there was a birthing freeze in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 18 years prior,
It
and
was
in
the
order to
Children of
keep
Men year.
and to keep getting funding for the
Yeah.
school,
Yeah.
they had to have a senior class.
Yeah, that
so they
was
built
just
them
a-
out of paper mache.
that was
a
a
generation
big
of paper
school-
mache children.
Big scam.
Big school
Big
conspiracy.
scam. Yeah, I actually the first blog post I posted was actually about that.
You
Yeah.
were blowing the whistle.
I was blowing the whistle.
Those were just paper dolls.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we all want our jobs back, but I think the next whistle to be blown is on big school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Big school is
Big
doing a
school is
lot
good.
that we don't know. I mean, for example, a
Schools
six-
have so much money. Public schools are. It's ridiculous.
It's ungodly.
Yeah, I headed up that scam where we pretended like we were in Hurricane Katrina, and we got a bunch of money.
and you guys were nowhere near
Nowhere
New Orleans.
near
No
New
way.
Orleans.
You
No.
think I want to be there for that?
We're a couple
No.
thousand miles away, but we ran a good scam.
Yeah, we just made a couple cardboard signs that said "Please help," and so these are the ones we held up. And,
Yeah.
You know, they didn't look too deep into it.
Well, this is exciting about this. We should reply back. And why don't we change the subject to something that
So he knows
looks a
it's
little
in your
bit
email.
more
Yeah.
like spam?
Great.
Yeah. Free Viagra.
How about you've won $30 million?
Okay, you've won $30 million.
Alternating caps.
Alternating
A lot
Can
of
you put like
re-re-reads.
somehow that weird square icon that that can
Yeah.
go in there?
Yeah, I'll put like 3 of those weird squares in a row.
We want to grab their attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe some stray asterisks and underscores.
Okay, great.
Say
Got
we're
all those.
available Monday and Tuesday, preferably not too early. 'cause
Also,
we gotta sleep in.
Hey, there should also be a zip file on your desktop,
Cool. Let me just open that up.
and it just says virus version 3.27.
Good. I'll just attach that.
Attach that.
yeah, that
to
has
it.
our contact information in it,
Perfect. And
and we're
we're off.
we're off. We're off the internet. We lost.
Yeah, we
connection.
lost the internet, so I'll hit reply when I get home.
Well, great. Well, yeah, of course we don't have.
We're pretty far out here. I don't know. if we
Yeah.
get a signal.
It's been
I
spotty.
can't
signal.
believe we got a signal.
Well, everybody, we are so excited to sort of have the podcast back up and running. We'd love to thank our guest today, who has been just such a lovely friend to
Yeah,
us.
he's
and
been
giving
helping us out.
It's been nice to host you for once.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
been hosting
Yeah.
us. So
Honestly.
Yeah. We
You
want
are
to thank
welcome.
your cousin for supplying all the power for our
Yep.
first episode
And the popcorn.
And
Yep.
And everybody, we'll be back again later on with hopefully a positive update in the right direction for all of us. And
until
I think-
then-
until then,
stay flippy.
Stay flippy.
Glass is out and the coffee's on. I got a couple things on my chest I got to get off. Cut me some slack and pour me a cup of that joy. Welcome to the